evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our winter concert, our band winter concert. We have a very smooth, quick-moving concert for you this evening. There will not be any intermission, but we do have a couple changes to make in between. So we're going to feature the jazz band to start with, and then we have a couple chamber groups that are going to play here, and then we'll take about 2 minutes just to get the concert band up on stage, but we don't have to actually do any set changes or anything like that. So there's a lot of program notes for you to check out along the way with some background information for the music, and I hope you enjoy the show. It's Allie Kavanaugh on saxophone, Dawson Trotman on tenor, Aiden Rich on trombone, Ketty Wanager on guitar. I feel like in some ways, today's concert is actually just the precursor to what we'll be able to do in May. This group has only met 3 times. So we've gotten a really good sound, and the ensemble is already pretty tight with only 3 rehearsals. So I'm very excited to see what we're able to do for the May concert with a few months to prepare. Speaking of things that we're going to be preparing over the course of the whole year, we've started the process of running some chamber groups. And I'm hoping that we'll have a couple more for the May concert than we have right now. We have our flute choir and we have a sax quartet. We're trying very hard to get a brass group together, and the percussion group that meets as a separate class for the next concert will also play as a percussion ensemble for chamber groups. So the May concert will be a more fleshed out version of what tonight is. So I'm just going to invite our 2 chamber groups up. Jazz band will go take a seat for a moment. Just give us a minute to switch, and then we will continue. Just one word on the chamber groups, and while we're waiting for our saxophones to make a quick change, I really believe strongly in chamber groups because these groups have to do something that our ensembles don't, and that is it's very self-guided. So I'm really there more as a coach from time to time, but the preparation for both of these groups comes from within, and they have to figure out how to put everything together. They have to figure out, you know, how to actually rehearse without someone in front just kind of spoon-feeding information to them. So it's really quite impressive to actually get up in front without anyone else directing, be able to hold it all together for that. So without further ado, here's our flute choir. saxophone group. They're going to play Miniature Suite, which has 4 short movements. So if you would hold your applause to the end of those 4. And I would like to say a special thank you to Mr. Anthony Manzi, who works with a number of our saxophone players and has worked exclusively with this group. And they've done a number of performances this year when we needed a small group to go to outside performances. So without further ado, our sax quartet. Okay, we will just take a couple minutes to let the concert band get set up on stage. We'll get tuned, and we will finish out the concert. So just a couple words. You have plenty of program notes to read about the pieces, and most of the composers, there's some information in there. Colorado Peaks was written by Dana Wilson, who is in the upper echelon of current composers, and he is in residence out at Ithaca College, and I had a chance to, when I was out there doing my master's, I had a chance to take a semester of private independent study with him in composition. It's absolutely fascinating. This piece was catchy enough to want to program, and it's done nothing but grow on me, and I think most of the musicians throughout the course of our time preparing. And I also want to make mention for our concert band that when you factor in when we really started and where we are right now, we've basically had about a month of actual rehearsal time together, and this group has done a fantastic job in their preparation. So please enjoy Colorado Peaks. when we started to prepare this next piece, I morbidly informed the students that if I was able to plan like a last concert, you know, kind of like the death row meal for conductors, I would definitely put this tune on, and I have not been disappointed one bit. It's one of the most beautiful tunes that I know. It was originally choral, and it's basically the strongest, most well-known transposition from choral to band. So this is O Magnum Mysterium. Before our last number, I'd like to take the opportunity to say a few thank yous. First of all, to our administration, all the administration of the town, but especially to Eileen Eustace and Kelly Mayo and Barbara Ventura for all the support that we get in our program. A special thank you to Mr. Tyler Boyle, who's been a wonderful colleague. As you all know, this has been the year of a weird transition, and it's been about as smooth as you could possibly ask for. And Tyler has really done a nice job of helping me come into the fold quickly here in Berlin. I'm going to thank Mr. Jack Rudy first and foremost because I know that he hates when we do this, so I'm going to do that, but also because he's been a wonderful colleague and a wonderful friend, and he oversees a lot of stuff that overlaps in this wing. So I think we have some sort of name like the Three Amigos or something here amongst the students. So, but it is true. He's someone that I can always go to and talk to quickly or just have a chat or whatever, and it's been wonderful. I also want to thank Kristen Kavanaugh and all the Band Parents Association for the wonderful support that they provide here for the students. Tremendous job all the time, and wonderful support that I have felt since I got here. And then a big thank you just to all the parents and students here. You know, this year could have gone one of two ways. We could have not succeeded because there was a change, or we could have embraced the change and you know, achieved excellence, and I think that that's what we've done this year, and it's been an absolute joy to be here for these first 6 months, and I really look forward to the second 6 months. I do have a winner to announce. So the winner of both sets of Disney passes is Jennifer Jeknavorian. So if you could meet at the table outside in the auditorium for your Disney passes, it'd be great. Oh, hello.
Hello. While we're on the topic of thank yous, we as a band got Mr. Dresko a gift. This is a transitionary period for all of us, and I think speaking for all of us, none of us, we're all just so happy to have you, and it means a lot to just make music with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Our last number today, I'm a big believer in trying to raise the bar just out of reach of students, and then hoping that they'll reach for that and hold on for dear life. And this piece is extremely challenging, and they've done an outstanding job preparing. So this is actually done by the same person. This is a composition by the same person who arranged our marching band show for the fall. So Richard Saucedo did the arrangement of Wicked, and this is one of his actual compositions, Snowcaps. And it's a wonderful piece, very, very challenging, which I'm sure you'll pick up on, and they've done a tremendous job. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Thank you all very much for coming. Have a wonderful evening.